Hi folks, Tim here. Welcome back to Elmendorfacres. Well, today I've got more of a hobby project going on. I talked to the fire chief about a couple of the old fire axes we had back in the storage room, and we've switched away from the wood handles, at least for the most part. Every now and then we'll find one somewhere, but we've switched away from those. So we've got a couple here. The heads were loose and the handles are tired, so I figured maybe I could, kind of repurpose them and bring them back to life. That way we could use them for the parades that we do with the fire department. So that's the project for today. Okay, so you can see both of them here. They're both older. I'm sure you can see. Got a little wiggling going on there, and that could always be fixed. That's not a big deal, but we just really don't use the wood handles anymore. So we're going to transition these. They're not exactly a matching set. They are slightly different, but for parade, I think we'll be okay. They're a touch different if we put them side by side. Very, not really noticeable, but just a little bit noticeable. This one's got a little bit more of a curve on it. So we're going to be taking the handles. I want to take the handles off of these, both of these, and scrape all this down. I want to paint this. I have a stainless paint from Kimball Midwest, and then sand these handles down and get them refinished nice for the parade. So that's the plan. You can see this has a little bit of metal wedged into it there. I believe that one's got the same. So I'm going to try to get this out. I don't want to have to buy new handles. I want to keep these handles the way they are. Again, just kind of a hobby project, something to do on a rainy day. And something that sounds like a lot of fun. So that was our plan here. The thought was I'd start pretty small here, 5/32, and just hit this wedge just a little bit. So we're just kind of going slow. If I was replacing the handle, I would probably just cut it off and throw it in the fire. Honestly, that's how I've done some other ones in the past. Trying to keep this one kind of as nice as we can. You can see some of that, how far the wedge goes down in there. So I want to get that cleaned right out. That way I can drive a new wedge in. So there's the old handle. Move the drill out of the way. There's the old handle. We're going to sand that down and refinish that. And you can see they had just cut that in there. So we'll build a new wedge for it. And then here's our small metal piece here. We'll save that. If you've ever replaced handles before, you'll recognize that. All right, roughed most of the paint off with the sanding wheel on the angle grinder. That works pretty good for that. And we've got a little I like to call the whizzer wheel. Got most of it. It's a whole lot better than it was. Alright, so we want to make sure this is clean. Clean as we can get it. We're not going to prime this, it's just going to be the regular paint on it. So I got a little bit of rubbing alcohol. Just to really make sure I got it clean. Got to get any of the dust off it that's on there. Along with the oils from my skin. Which is why I'm wearing gloves. Really try to clean that up nice. There we go. Alright. Good. This is Kimball Midwest stainless steel. 100% type 316L stainless steel pigment. Now we're going to see how well this works, because I have never ever done this before. With this, again, these are not meant to really stay on. It's just for show. We're not going to use it for work, obviously. I like the color, looks nice. Not super glossy, which is fine. Get the top while I'm right here and this side. Back over to here. And we'll do the underside once it dries. Alright, so we'll bring that in the other room. That seems to have worked nice. Next step is the handle. So this is our handle. Again, I got the whizzer wheel. I've got an abrasive pad on it right now, which is a lot better for doing what I was just doing on that metal. But we also have sanding pads for that. We're gonna see what we got for there. See how that works for us. See if we can. The goal is to bring this back without really doing much damage to it. That's kind of our goal. So it's nice with the smaller tool like that, in this case, because we don't need to take a lot off. A lot of this finish is already off. I'm just using this to very roughly take this finish off, and then I'm going to hit it with a fine grit on a regular sander. Dark walnut, 276. I think it'll look good on this handle. At least I hope it will. At least I hope it will. Yep, I think it does. I'm going to try to leave it on here a little more than we usually would, just so it really stains this a little bit darker. Dark as we can get it. Make sure we get this in. Yeah. It's looking pretty good. That's why I never get rid of old t-shirts. They're handy dandy staining implements. So, haven't decided whether I'm going to put a coat of poly on this yet or not. Basically, they're going to be used for parades. So don't have to worry about it being outside too much. It looks pretty good with a nice dark stain on it. Let that set for a minute or three. Get this out here. But I think it's starting to look pretty good. Go. So we got a couple shims here. I'm just going to trim the bottom part off because we don't need. There we go. I'm not too worried about that particular part. All right, and we are going to now fit this head onto the handle. See how we do. Now, if I remember right, one of these was a tighter fit than the other one. And that is proving to be the case now. There we go. So you can see we've got a pretty good size void there. So we want to just trim these down a touch more. Just a touch more. I'm going to just use the wire cutters here because they're handy, and that'll give me a good level of what I need. Oh yeah, there we go. And then this one, I'm going to trim down just a touch here. Then we can fit both of these in. You see, this is how we want to do it. That fit in there nicely. You just tap them in. And then I've got the little oscillating tool from DeWalt that works amazing just to trim that off. I'll do that now. Just to touch it. I don't want to hit this metal. I don't want to scrape that paint off, so. All right. Now we're just going to whizzer wheel this end just a touch. That way I can put some paint on it. Okay, there we go. You can see that came out pretty good. I'm going to get that wedge in there first, and then we'll put some stain, and this project will be complete. We're going to drop it off at the firehouse tonight. Before I drive that all the way in, you can see there's a touch of red on that still. Just gonna hit that with the whizzer quick. There we go. And now you can see it's shiny. Tap in the rest of the way. Oh yeah. All right. Grab just a tiny little touch of our stain again. Just a dab. And again, we want to just hit any of that exposed wood as best we can. A little bit gets on the metal, it'll be okay. That'll wipe right off. There we go. Look at that. So, other than tools being in the way, completed both of them. Back to original. Basically, these were old fire axes that they had used at one point. We've kind of tried to restore them for them. All right, so we got our matching set of fire axes here, along with, you know, my dirty workbench, but that's normal. There they are, all done. Thanks for watching Elmendorf Acres. I thoroughly enjoyed doing this project, and hopefully you enjoyed watching along with me. Have a great day.